Be me, call center drone for Horizon Air, specifically the escalations department. 7 years in, seen it all. I manage a team of 10, the best damn problem solvers this company has. My office, if you can call a glass-walled cube an office, overlooks 300 other cubicles. The air hums with the low thrum of keyboards and the constant, muted chatter of customer grievances. It's soul-crushing work, but I'm good at it. I live by the handbook, by the service-level agreements, by the intricate web of policies and procedures that keep this behemoth airline lumbering forward. Be not me, Sterling Thorne, the new director of operational efficiency. Mid-30s, perpetually smirking. Drives a leased electric sports car he can't afford. Wears tailored suits that look a size too small, like he's trying to burst out of them with sheer ambition. His corner office, recently renovated with sleek, minimalist furniture, feels like a spaceship landed in the middle of our beige, utilitarian floor. He arrived 6 months ago, full of buzzwords and zero understanding of how anything actually works. His first week, he called a mandatory all-hands meeting. 1,000 people crammed into the main auditorium, the air thick with apprehension. Thorne strode onto the stage, projector screen behind him, flashing synergistic optimization. He proclaimed, "We are going to disrupt the paradigm, eliminate inefficiencies, maximize stakeholder value by 300%. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the nervous coughs of junior agents. He didn't answer questions, just told us to innovate. I immediately knew we were in for a long, painful ride. A month later, Thorne implemented his first, efficiency. He mandated that all customer service representatives, including my senior escalations team, forgo their 30-minute unpaid lunch break. Instead, he wanted them to take micro breaks at their desks, munching on provided granola bars while remaining logged into the system. He called it optimizing available service windows. It was a clear violation of state labor laws, a fact I politely pointed out in a carefully worded email, citing Section 4.7 of the Employee Handbook and relevant labor code statutes. Thorne called me into his office, his face tight with annoyance. His desk, a vast expanse of polished gray laminate, was bare except for a single designer pen. "Look, John," he said, using my name with the condescending familiarity of someone who'd only heard it 5 minutes ago. "We're not running a kindergarten here. Adults can manage their own time. It's about personal accountability." I reiterated the legal implications, the potential for fines, the burnout. He waved a dismissive hand. "Fines are a cost of doing business. Burnout is a mindset. Just tell your team to be team players." He then smiled, a thin, humorless slash. "I'm sure you wouldn't want to be seen as someone obstructing progress, would you?" I left his office, the metallic tang of unspoken threats in the air. I told my team to log their exact break times, noting the system's active status. Compliance, but with a paper trail. Always with the paper trail. His next grand idea came when our central booking system, Voyager, experienced a minor glitch. A handful of flights were double booked, and about 50 passengers received incorrect itinerary changes. A minor headache, usually resolved by my team within an hour, mostly by phone calls to reconfirm or rebook. Thorne, however, saw an opportunity for proactive customer engagement. He insisted we develop an automated, personalized apology email for every single customer impacted, even if it was just a minor timing adjustment. I explained that a mass email might confuse more customers than it helped, especially since many had already been contacted personally. I also pointed out that Section 6.2 of the Customer Outreach Policy explicitly stated that automated apologies were only to be used for non-critical, system-wide issues affecting over 500 passengers to prevent desensitization. Thorne scoffed. "Policy is a guideline, John, not gospel. We need to be agile. Besides, I've got a vendor, Synthetic Solutions, ready to deploy a cutting-edge AI email generator. It'll draft empathetic messages at scale. No human input required after the initial prompt." He beamed, as if he'd just solved world hunger. I felt a cold dread settle in my stomach. The Synthetic Solutions logo on his laptop screen looked suspiciously like clip art. I documented our conversation, email chains, and policy references in a secure, personal folder, adding the vendor's name to my mental watch list. Then came the big idea. Our busiest period, the summer travel season, was approaching. Millions of people, thousands of flights, 100,000 potential issues. Our call volume typically tripled. Historically, we'd always brought in temporary staff, usually college students, for 3 months. Tried and true. Thorne naturally had a better plan. He announced a streamlined service initiative. He declared, "We've identified redundancies. Too many cooks in the kitchen. We're going lean, agile, and smart." He called another meeting, this time just with department heads. His eyes gleamed with self-importance. "We're eliminating all temporary staffing across customer service. A 30% reduction in workforce, effective immediately. And we're reallocating resources. Your escalations team, John, will be integrated into the main customer service queue. You're too expensive to be handling just the worst cases. Everyone needs to be generalists now, cross-functional. My team specialized in complex, high-stakes problems, lost miners, medical emergencies, high-value corporate clients whose entire business depended on one flight. They were not generalists. Sterling," I began, my voice carefully modulated. "My team handles highly sensitive, intricate cases. Their expertise requires years of specific training. Integrating them into the main queue will dilute their effectiveness and delay resolutions for critical incidents. And eliminating the temps entirely for peak season will cripple our ability to handle standard volume, let alone unforeseen surges." I cited a dozen internal reports, past incidents, even regulatory guidelines. I presented historical data showing direct correlation between staffing levels and customer satisfaction scores. And more importantly, our fines from the Department of Transportation for unmet service metrics. Thorne leaned back in his chair, a faint smirk playing on his lips. "Data, data, data. John, sometimes you have to trust your gut. I'm telling you, this is the future. We've automated half the inbound inquiries. The AI chatbot can handle 70% of issues. The rest is just noise." He pounded a fist lightly on the desk. "Look, I'm cutting your team, all 10 of them. Effective end of day. You, John, will absorb their responsibilities. You'll oversee all escalations and manage the general queue. It's an opportunity for growth." The words hit me like a physical blow. Fired. My team. The people I'd trained, mentored, trusted, all to save a quick buck. "Sterling," I said, my voice dangerously calm, "that is impossible. One person cannot perform the duties of 11 highly specialized agents. It's a recipe for disaster. Section 3.1 of the Workforce Allocation Policy clearly states." He cut me off, his voice rising, sharp with dismissal. "Policy is for people who can't think outside the box, John. You're a senior team lead. Adapt, innovate, or find another box to think in. This decision is final. I've already sent the termination notices. And by the way," he added, a malicious glint in his eye, "any service failures, any customer complaints that arise from this, they'll fall squarely on your desk. You're the one in charge of the team, after all, or what's left of it." He leaned forward. "Don't let me down, John." That was the breaking point. The moment the switch flipped. My team, my people, thrown to the wolves, for a paradigm shift and a synergistic optimization. My face remained impassive. My voice, when I spoke, was flat, devoid of emotion. "Understood, Sterling. I will, of course, comply with all directives." I walked out of his office, the hum of the call center now sounding like a distant, roaring storm. My mind was racing, but not with panic, with calculation. This wasn't about saving my job anymore. This was about vengeance, measured, surgical, and utterly devastating. I went into read-only mode. I stopped arguing, stopped advising. Thorne wanted compliance. He was going to get compliance like he'd never seen. The kind that would sink him. My first action, I immediately downloaded and backed up every single company policy, procedure, and internal communication guideline. Every single page of the Horizon Air Employee Handbook. Every service-level agreement. Everything. I stored it on an encrypted personal drive, cross-referencing file hashes for integrity. I set up a dedicated email folder, exclusively for communications with Sterling Thorne. Every email he sent, every directive, every order was flagged and starred. Every response I sent was meticulously crafted, referring to specific sections of company policy that he was either ignoring or directly contradicting. For example, if he demanded I process a refund without a supervisor's authorization, a clear violation of Financial Transaction Policy 7.3, I would reply, "Acknowledged. To proceed with the refund as per your directive, please provide a written waiver of Financial Transaction Policy 7.3, signed by a director-level executive." He would often just send back, "Just do IT, John. Consider this your directive." Perfect. More paper trail. I started a detailed log of every minute of my day, every call I took, every email I answered, every task I completed. I noted the time it took, comparing it to the standard service-level agreement times for a fully staffed team. My 10 former team members had averaged 120 calls per day, each call requiring an average of 8 minutes of focused attention. Handling this alone meant I would need to work approximately 16 hours a day just to meet minimum demand. I logged the incoming call volume, the dropped calls due to no available agents, the emails left unanswered, all time-stamped, all recorded. My office cube became a data collection center. I set up automated screenshots of my desktop every 15 minutes, capturing the overwhelmed queue, the mounting, unresolved tickets. I subtly enabled call recording on my workstation, a standard feature, but I made sure every single interaction was saved. Thorne had cut the budget for quality assurance, so no one was listening anyway. I was building an ironclad case. My internal monologue was a constant stream of policy citations and legal precedents. This wasn't about catching him in a lie. It was about demonstrating his explicit instructions directly led to the inevitable failure, despite my repeated warnings. The summer travel season officially began 2 weeks after my team was fired. The cuts were brutal. Out of 100 customer service agents, only 30 remained. My 10 escalations specialists were gone. Our automated chatbot, Thorne's Precious, Synthetic Solutions Marvel, was supposed to pick up the slack. It didn't. It repeatedly gave out incorrect flight information, booked people on non-existent routes, and when faced with anything beyond a simple, "What's my flight status?" question, it defaulted to "Please hold for a human representative." The human representatives were me and the 29 other generalists, now utterly swamped. The phone lines glowed red with thousands of callers. The email queues stretched into the tens of thousands. The first major wave of cancellations hit 5 days in, a series of thunderstorms across the Midwest. Usually, this would be a high-stress but manageable situation for a full team. For us, it was a cataclysm. Horizon Air's systems buckled. Thousands of flights were grounded or delayed. People were stranded at airports. Luggage was lost. And then, the Synthetic Solutions, AI, completely melted down. Instead of generating helpful, empathetic messages, it started sending out a generic, utterly unhelpful email template that read, "Your request is important to us. Please expect delays due to unforeseen circumstances. Your satisfaction is our priority." It sent this email not once, but 5, 10, sometimes 20 times to the same customer, flooding their inboxes, driving them to absolute fury. Worse, it was auto-closing tickets as resolved after sending these canned responses. The news outlets picked up on it. "Horizon Air's summer meltdown," screamed headlines. Videos of frustrated passengers sleeping on airport floors went viral. Regulators began making inquiries. Our customer satisfaction ratings plummeted to historic lows. The Department of Transportation initiated an investigation into widespread service failures and potential violations of passenger rights. Thorne, predictably, started to panic. His calls to me became frantic, demanding I fix it, that I stop the bleeding. I continued my malicious compliance, following every direct order to the letter, documenting every minute. I would say, "Sterling, to address the backlog of 50,000 emails, I will need access to the full customer service system, which currently denies me bulk processing capabilities. Or I could prioritize the 5,000 calls holding. Which do you prefer?" He'd bark, Prioritize the calls, John. We need to get people off the PHONES. And I would. And the emails would pile higher. The day of reckoning arrived. The Department of Transportation, along with a team of lawyers representing a class action lawsuit filed by hundreds of passengers, descended upon Horizon Air headquarters. They wanted answers. They wanted to know why a major airline had so spectacularly failed its customers during its busiest season. The CEO, looking haggard, summoned Thorne and me to an emergency meeting in the executive boardroom. Thorne, beads of sweat on his upper lip, launched into a tirade. It's John's fault. He couldn't manage the team. He failed to implement the new protocols. He didn't adapt. He pointed a trembling finger at me. He was responsible for escalations. He let it all fall apart. I sat there, calm and collected, my laptop open on the polished mahogany table. Sterling, I said quietly, my voice cutting through his panicked accusations. Are you denying that you personally fired my entire team of 10 specialized escalation agents, replacing them with a single individual, myself, less than 3 weeks before the summer season? He stammered. I made strategic reallocations for efficiency. And are you denying, I continued, that you explicitly overruled my warnings, both verbal and written, regarding the impact of these staffing cuts on our ability to handle standard and surge call volumes, citing Internal Policy 3.1, workforce allocation, and previous regulatory findings? I projected an email chain onto the large screen. His signature time-stamped, my warnings also time-stamped. He gulped. Those were suggestions, not direct orders. Then explain this, I said, my fingers flying over the keyboard. I brought up a recording. Thorne's voice, clear as day. John, any service failures, any customer complaints that arise from this, they'll fall squarely on your desk. You're the one in charge of the team, after all. Don't let me down, John. The CEO's face was a mask of thunderous rage. The lawyers were scribbling furiously. And this, I added, bringing up the next slide. A compilation of hundreds of unique customer complaints specifically referencing the synthetic solutions, mass emails, followed by the company's internal customer outreach policy, Section 6.2, which Thorne had directly contravened. I showed his dismissive email. Policy is a guideline, not gospel. Finally, I stated, pulling up a spreadsheet. This is a detailed, minute-by-minute log of my activities for the last 3 weeks, showing calls taken, emails processed, and the thousands of calls and emails that went unanswered due to the impossible workload assigned to a single individual, all while adhering to every single direct order given by Mr. Thorne, including his directive to ignore state labor laws regarding lunch breaks, which I warned him about on May 12th, documented here. I showed the log, the average daily call volume, my output, the staggering delta. The room fell silent. Sterling Thorne looked like a ghost. His carefully constructed empire of lies and buzzwords had just collapsed around him. The CEO didn't even yell. He just pointed a finger at Thorne. Get out, effective immediately. Your corporate account is frozen. Your access is revoked. Security will escort you off the premises. He turned to the general counsel. I want every single email, every communication, every decision made by this man thoroughly reviewed. And I want to know exactly what kind of liability he's exposed us to. The fallout was swift and brutal. Thorne was escorted out of the building by 2 burly security guards. His face beat red, his tailored suit suddenly looking very small indeed. The official reason for his termination, according to the internal memo, was gross professional negligence and a severe breach of fiduciary duty. The Department of Transportation slapped Horizon Air with a multi-million-dollar fine. But the legal team, armed with my meticulous evidence, managed to deflect the lion's share of personal liability squarely onto Thorne. The class action lawsuit named him as a co-defendant. His name became synonymous with corporate incompetence in the local business papers. Update 1. It's been 3 weeks. Horizon Air is in full damage control. They've rehired every single one of my former team members, plus 20 more agents. My department is now fully staffed and even expanded. The CEO personally apologized to me and my team. He gave me a significant raise and a promotion to Director of Customer Experience Integrity. a fancy title for ensuring no one like Thorne ever gets near our operations again. The automated chatbot has been permanently retired. Good riddance. Update 2, a month later. Horizon Air settled the DOT fines and the class action lawsuit. The legal team absolutely savaged Thorne, using every single piece of my documentation. I hear he's facing personal financial ruin from the lawsuits and the clawback clauses in his contract. His leased electric sports car was repossessed. His expensive corner office is now occupied by a genuinely competent veteran operations manager who started his career on the phones. The air on the call center floor feels lighter, less oppressive. Update 3, 6 months since the disaster. Horizon Air has slowly started to rebuild its reputation. Customer satisfaction is still recovering, but it's trending upwards. As for Sterling Thorne, the last I heard through the grapevine, he's working as a freelance business consultant for a small, struggling online dog groomer. His LinkedIn profile has been scrubbed clean of any mention of Horizon Air. The irony, I think, is almost as sweet as the silence of a well-oiled machine, running exactly as it should, without any synergistic optimization. Sometimes, the rules are there for a reason, and sometimes, malicious compliance is the only justice.